Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all really well. Today I'm going to be doing a beauty dupes and drugstore alternatives video because I don't think I've actually ever done one of these before, and the products have kind of been piling up and I keep thinking like, well, that's kind of a dupe, that's kind of a dupe, and I was going to do blog posts on all of them, but then I thought I've actually got enough to make a whole video and more really. So I'm going to get started. I've got a whole kind of, I keep looking down because I've got this basket full of products right in front of me, so I'm going to lay them out to make it easier and then show you what I have found, because I've spent the last kind of month or two trying to find as many dupes as I can and trying not to talk about the obvious ones. There are a few obvious ones, but things like Clinique Chubby Stick and Revlon Chubby Stick or whatever they're called, I know you guys know about those already, so I've tried to find kind of newer, different ones to talk about, and I'm going to get started. Okay, I'm going to start with my most exciting one, and I don't know if you guys remember, but at Christmas Chanel released the most beautiful limited edition collection, and in that was this eyeshadow palette that I very naughtily picked up, and it's beautiful. It has 5 shades in it and it's really wearable and I wear it all the time. I really like it, and that's from Chanel, as I said. And recently when I was shopping in Superdrug with Anna, she actually popped this in my basket and I was very grateful because I really like it. It's from NYC and I think it was something ridiculous like $2.99, but I'm going to pop all the prices down below or on the screen so you guys can compare. But it looks like this. Oh gosh, I just like stabbed it there. So this only has 4 shades, but as you can see, hopefully, the colours are so similar. They're both brown neutral with a taupey kind of shade going on. The only difference is I think this one hasn't got this middle shade, the Chanel one, which is the bronze glittery one, but to be honest that's the one I use the least. It's the 2 lighter colours. It's got a really good highlight, a good all over the lid light brown, a darker brown, and then a liner colour, and it's so similar. And you're probably thinking, yeah, but the Chanel one's probably a lot better in quality, but I actually think the quality of this NYC palette is so nice. It's not chalky at all, blends really easily, and I've been wearing this a lot, so I think that's a pretty good dupe there, and this is just so cheap. And not only is this really expensive, but I don't think you can actually get it anymore because it was limited edition. So still on the subject of eyes, everyone talks about the MAC 217 brush a lot because it's pretty much the perfect blending brush. I have seriously about 5 or 6 of these because I'm just really lazy when it comes to washing my brushes, but these are so perfect for packing on colour and then blending it out. And a cheap alternative would be the Zoeva brush. This is the 221 Luxe Soft Crease, and it's slightly more domed. It's not as kind of flat either side, but I really like this. I feel like you can pack on colour quite well and it's really good for blending. It's so soft, washes really nicely. I mean, I just spot washed this morning, and normally that makes my brushes a little bit dry, but this is still really fluffy and nice. I think Zoeva brushes are really great and affordable, really good dupes, and although you can just get them online, which is good if you're international, it's a bit annoying if you prefer shopping in stores like I do, but it's a really good dupe, just as good as the MAC 217, if not better. When it comes to dupes, I try to think of alternatives and not so much copycats. So this one I don't encourage as much because I don't love it when high street brands like outright copy a high-end brand. But saying that, not everyone can afford the more expensive products, so I think it's only fair that cheaper ones are on offer as well. So last year, I don't know if you'll remember, but Illamasqua released these nail polishes. I can't remember what they called them. Is it like the speckle? Basically look like mini eggs. It's a colour with lots of little different sized black dots, and they look like mini eggs when you put them on their nails, and it's so cute. But Illamasqua nail polishes are quite pricey, and this year Model's Own have released their own speckled egg collection, and they pretty much look exactly the same. I've tried them on my nails, and I'd say the Illamasqua one looks a little bit more authentic because it's got more different sized black dots, and they're not as like black, but they pretty much do exactly the same thing, and they look really cute, especially for Easter time. And Model's Own has a lilac just like the Illamasqua collection, and I think 5 other colours, so that's a really good one. A lipstick I often talk about is Tom Ford Wild Ginger. It's probably one of my most luxurious lipsticks. The packaging is to die for, and then the colour is one of those vibrant orange reds that I just think are so classy and beautiful. I think brunettes as well, it really suits brunettes. So I was looking for a cheap alternative, and one that I really like is from Rimmel. It's the one in the purple packaging. Mine's covered in glitter nail polish. And this is In Love with Ginger. So Wild Ginger, In Love with Ginger, sensing a theme here. The Rimmel one is slightly brighter, it's this one, but the formula is really creamy and easy to wear. and really gets the same effect. I don't think any of these dupes are exactly the same, but if you can't afford the more expensive one or don't want to splash out, then the cheaper ones are just as good really, and so similar. So if you want that kind of orangey red lipstick, I think this is a really good cheaper alternative. As I'm sure you all know, Tanya Burr released her lip gloss and nail polish collection this year, and I absolutely love the lip glosses, and the nail polishes are just as good. The shade range is really nice. Three of my favourites are Little Duck, which is this mint green, Penguin Chick, which is a kind of nude taupe, and I'm so blind and the writing's so small, New York Night, which is a kind of purpley, dark purple. And I think these three are actually perfect dupes for three of my favourite nail polishes. So I'm going to show you which one's which. Little Duck, which is the mint green, is pretty much an exact match to Nails Inc Haymarket. A lot of people said Essie Mint Candy Apple, but I think it's a little bit brighter than Mint Candy Apple, and it's just exactly the same as Nails Inc Haymarket, which is one I really love on my nails and on my toes. It's the perfect spring summer colour. Penguin Chick, which is completely the most chic, beautiful, everyday colour, is a really great match for Marc Jacobs, and what is this called again? Delphine, and I bought this when I was in America in Sephora. You can't get Marc Jacobs in the UK, so if you did want to try this nail polish, then the Tanya Burr one is a really great alternative. It's ever so slightly lighter, but seriously it gives like the same effect. And then finally, New York Night is a really exact dupe for Deborah Lippmann Dark Side of the Moon, which is a very expensive nail polish. Really beautiful, dark, chic purple, really great for parties. I just think this is a really smart colour, and they are exactly the same. Okay, now on to a dupe fail. This is one that I wasn't going to pop in because I don't think it really kind of worked out in the end, but then I thought I should actually tell you about that. So I was trying to find a dupe for the This Works Deep Sleep Pillow Spray, which is around £15, so it's not crazy expensive, but for a pillow spray it kind of is. It's basically just like a lavender chamomile spray, spray onto your pillow, and it helps you fall asleep, and it smells so nice. And I thought I'd found a great dupe. I got all excited because I found this one in Body Shop. It's £10, so it's only like £5 cheaper. It's not crazy different, but I thought if this is the same, then that's a really good dupe. And it's their Deep Sleep Dreamy Pillow and Body Mist. I bought this the other day, and I gave this a test like 2 nights in a row. I put this on one pillow and this on the other pillow, but it's just not the same. I feel like with the This Works, you can really smell the scent on your pillow, whereas with this one, it smells nice when you spray it, but then it kind of just sinks into the pillow and you can't really smell it anymore. The only difference is the Body Shop one is a body mist as well, so you can spray it on your skin, and that kind of helps. You can smell a nice aroma when you fall asleep. So if you are a fan of the Body Shop, then it's worth picking this up, but if you were going to choose between the two, I'd say splash out on £5 more because this one's really great. So next is a dupe that I think I've seen other people talk about in similar videos, but it's just such a good one, I could not mention it. The Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill eyeshadows are really nice. I don't see people talk about these that often because they are quite expensive. They come in little pots, and then it comes with a little presser, and it's basically a pressed pigment. And these sort of eyeshadows are really good because you just have to touch your brush so lightly and you get such strong pigmentation and shimmer eyeshadow, and it looks beautiful. These are quite expensive, and a really great dupe that's exactly the same, if not better, are the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. And I have the shades Bronzed Taupe and Amber Rush, which I think are both shades from America, but we have some really good ones here in the UK as well. And the packaging is really similar. It comes with a little presser to press down the pigment, and the pigmentation is so good. When I actually wore one of these eyeshadows last week when I went to a Charlotte Tilbury event that you would have seen in my vlog, and when the girl was trying to take my makeup off, she was like, "What eyeshadow are you wearing? This is like impossible to get off." They are really long lasting, and they look so beautiful and shimmery on the lid. So, oh, that's my doorbell. Okay, I'm back from the doorbell. Anyway, as I was saying, these are beautiful and worth picking up next time you are in Boots or Superdrug. So back to lip products, and YSL are really known for their beautiful lip products, and one of their most well known are their, well, I thought these were called Glossy stains, but I think they're changed to Rouge Pour Couture, or if they're different products, I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure which one I have here because it doesn't say. Anyway, they're the ones that look like this. You can see the colour on the side, and then they open up and they've got this really good little flat applicator, and they apply really wet and glossy, but then they kind of set as a stain. So these are really great, but they are pricey. It's YSL, it's a very luxury brand. And recently L'Oreal Paris have released their Rouge Soprano. Oh no, that's the name of the shade. God, I'm really rubbish today. These are called Colour Riche Extraordinaire. And the packaging looks like this. It's got the colour on the side as well. And when you take it out, the applicator looks pretty much the same. Now, I don't know if you all know, but L'Oreal owns YSL. So L'Oreal Paris and YSL are all part of the same brand. I don't know if they make their products in the same factory, but it's probably quite likely. You know, these are so similar. One thing I did notice is that the L'Oreal Paris one smell amazing. It smells like the Origins Overnight Mask, and it kind of smells like the YSL lipsticks with the pretty packaging. They're very similar. I'd say that the L'Oreal one's a bit more glossy and balmy and doesn't stain the lips for as long, whereas the YSL one, you get a longer lasting stain, but that's because the formula probably is more expensive and a bit longer lasting, but they're really similar. So if you wanted to try out a sort of glossy stain type product, this would be a good one to try first. By now you guys probably know my concealer routine. I like to use the Bobbi Brown corrector and then a liquidy concealer on top, either the Makeup Forever one or the NARS one. And I always struggle to find drugstore concealers that I like, that I don't find drying on my skin, because I have quite dehydrated skin. But I wanted to find a dupe for the Bobbi Brown corrector, which, if you don't know, is basically a salmon-y colour, creamy concealer that you put under your eyes and it cancels out the darkness, the kind of purple bluey shades that give you that tired look. And one that I think is really similar is the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass Concealer. This one actually comes with a powder in the top to set it, which is a really good translucent powder. And then it comes with two shades. The green one's quite good for spots because it will help get rid of any redness, but the pink one is the one that I think is a good dupe for the Bobbi Brown corrector. It's a really good pink salmon-y colour, so it's nice for under your eyes, and it's really nice and creamy, so you can use your fingers to blend it. It is more creamy than the Bobbi Brown corrector, so I feel like it won't last as long throughout the day, and it kind of moves around a bit. If you have oily skin, this one's probably not that good, but if you have dry skin, it's really creamy and kind of moisturising, and I think it's a really good dupe, and I just think this is a really good product in general because you get the powder as well. I've been searching high and low for a dupe for the Estee Lauder Stay On Shadow Paints. This is in Chained, and I've had this for a year now. I absolutely love it. It's kind of a moussey textured eyeshadow, and I use a brush or my finger to apply this. And this one in particular is a really nice orangey toned, like copper toned brown, and it's so flattering. I just love the formula because it applies quite wet and then it just sets and doesn't move all day, and it's just the best kind of eyeshadow, I think. So I've been looking for a dupe and there's just nothing like it. So I've kind of half discovered one. This is a really good dupe and it's from Kiko. The only problem is they're limited edition, and every time I go into a store I try to ask them. They're called long lasting eyeshadows, but they only seem to come out in the limited edition collections. They're not kind of there all the time. So at the moment I think they've got this collection out, which I don't know what it's called, but I think it's something to do with denim. And in here they've got Snappy Brass long lasting eyeshadow. So it comes in a pot as well. It looks very similar, and it's also a moussey consistency. It's slightly more liquidy and creamy than the Estee Lauder one, but it does exactly the same thing. It applies wet, sets, and then stays in place all day. This one, this colour in particular, is more bronzy and a lot more metallic than Estee Lauder Chained, but the formula is so similar, and I just wish Kiko would make these permanent because I only seem to find them in limited edition collections. So if you go into Kiko or online and see this denim collection, then you can pick up this shade, Snappy Brass, which is very similar, but I wish they make them permanent really, because they're really good formulas. The final product is a mascara, and if you guys read my website you'll know that I'm completely and utterly in love with Clinique High Impact Extreme Volume Mascara. I think I actually did a post called The Best Mascara in the World, which is quite a bold statement, but I absolutely love this. I've repurchased it so many times. It's the one that looks like it has a green wand before you dip it in, and it's just got a long kind of plasticky wand, and for me, I've got quite long curly eyelashes, I know, but a lot of mascaras don't work on me, and this one just grips my lashes instantly and gives them a huge lift, volume, everything. And then one I've really liked recently is the Topshop False Lash Mascara. False Lash, that's really hard to say. And I actually noticed that it's quite similar to Clinique. It gives me a similar sort of finish. It has a plasticky wand. It's not quite as long, it's a bit more kind of rounded, but this just gives so much length and volume to my lashes. It grips them really well. I don't know if I'm making sense when I say that, but you know how some mascaras you have to keep going like this, whereas this one really grips onto the lashes and makes it quite easy, and I think I just put mascara in my hair. I really like this mascara. I like Topshop makeup in general, but I wasn't expecting to be so impressed with their mascara, and I think these are very similar, so maybe try this one out first if you were interested in trying this. Okay, so that's everything from my beauty dupes and drugstore alternatives video. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you found any good dupes in here. And also let me know what your kind of current favourite beauty dupe is, because I'd love to discover some more like affordable, cheaper products. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you get alerted when I upload a new video, because I'm starting to do maybe 2 a week sometimes and you might not know when I've uploaded. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye!
The sun is beating down like raindrops and making holes in the ground.